Barton FM, following Barton Town. Sport on Barton FM is sponsored by Easy Buy.
Right, after a long period away, we're back at Baysdale School for training for Barton Town before this weekend's game against Hemsworth Miners Welfare. It's been about a month since we last had a home game, and the last game we actually played, competitive game, was against Garforth. Since then it's been a combination of rain and ice that's kept us off the pitch, but hopefully this weekend should all be go. We'll see if we can get hold of Nathan Jarman, see how things are going, and if he's got any news about this weekend's game. Good evening, Nathan.
Hello, Trev.
It's been a long time since we've spoken.
Yeah, long time.
So hopefully this weekend, first home game of the season.
Cross your fingers.
The back end of January.
Yeah. It's been a long time, man. It's been ridiculous, to be honest, but it's just the weather and the pitch, and then the weather, and it was still frozen. So there's not a lot you can do about it. You can't really legislate for the weather. I remember speaking to you at Garforth, and I was a little bit despondent about it then. So just trying to get through it.
How does that affect the way the players and the team?
Well,
without that many postponements.
Yeah, we've been trying to train as much as possible, but with one eye on the lads. We've got quite a few lads who travel from a fair distance. So when we've had games off, we've only trained twice out of the 3 times. So we was in Thursday, Saturday, and then again we've come in tonight. And whatever happens, we'll be in Saturday. I've been down to the ground. The pitch looks unreal, immaculate. The pitch looks really, really nice, but it's still wet. I walked on it and it's squelching. But we're hoping for two warmer, dry days. Friday, tomorrow Friday and Saturday, and hopefully the pitch will be fine.
Right. So, how are we standing on the team? Injuries? I see.
Everyone's.
We got Tom Davey back again.
Yeah, everybody's back. Everyone's raring. Ready to go.
No new additions. Nobody left.
I
know we had Mitchell Levi Lewis left.
Mitch has gone to goal. But no, we haven't added. We've got João Rangel, who we'd love to get in, but he's still under contract up at Kings Lynn. He's not training there. It's a funny one. We'd like to bring him in. We're still looking because we're pretty sure that there's going to be.
Will there be another loan for?
No, we won't loan because although we probably got our money's worth this time, last time we were committed to a 4-week loan and only got 2 games in them 4 weeks, and it's just not viable for the club. There's no point doing it. Yeah. So no. If he did become available on a free, and we definitely have him. He's still been training with us, but other than that, no.
Okay, so we've got a game on Saturday, and we've obviously lost a few games, which means we're now sort of pushing at 2 games a week. Is that is that a concern injury-wise going forward?
We've got a big squad. If I don't want anyone to get injured, but it's part and parcel of it. If someone does, like for instance, Lacey was unavailable for the last week. Tom Davies come back in, and now we're at full strength again. Right. But if someone does get injured, then they get injured, and we just although it'll be upsetting for them, we just get through it as a team, and that's why we've got such a strong squad to help us cope with it, and we have got a strong squad.
Now we've obviously got about 4 or 5 games in hand over some teams.
7 on one team.
7 on one team.
Yeah.
Now don't seem to have dropped down the table, presumably because the teams below us haven't been performing very well.
Yeah.
So are we optimistic that we're going to make something from those games? Are you one of those? Do you think if we were to have the points in the bag already, or?
Yeah. I am of that volition. Yeah, I would rather us have played and stayed on the same points per game or a little bit higher points per game ratio, rather than have the games in hand. But then again, you don't know. I'm not saying we will, but we've got such a good squad. If teams catch us on the and we're playing right and they're playing wrong, we know from last season we can well go on an unbeaten run. pick up plenty of points. So that's what we're aiming for. The goal for the season hasn't changed for us. We want to finish as high as we can, and although it looks nigh on impossible to catch Ferriby at the minute, second place and third place is where we're eyeing up, especially with the games we've got in hand. We've got to play teams, Ferriby, and we've got to play Emley, but we've also got to play teams at the other end who are scrapping for their lives, and there's no gimmies, but we'd want to be winning them games as well.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Nathan.
Cheers, Trev.
Cheers.
Have a good night.
And you. Right, we're going to see if we can have a word with Stefan Wolkowski, the development team manager. The junior teams have now all vanished. There was quite a crowd of them up here a bit earlier. But let's see if we can get hold of Steph and see what's going on. Good evening.
Cold.
Good evening, Steph.
Evening, mate.
It's raining.
Ain't it horrible? Ain't it horrible?
So, how's this spell of bad weather been treating you and the guys?
Shocking, mate. Sick of training, to be honest with you, and just and not getting the lads out on a midweek or Saturday. But there's nothing you can do. The pitches are rock solid, and if they're not rock solid, they're waterlogged. So it's tough, but it's tough for everybody. So we're itching to get back out there for sure.
Now, something I was speaking a bit earlier about somebody. Obviously, we're going to perhaps end up with problems with fixtures. You don't get your fixtures till quite.
No,
late.
we get them. So since COVID, we get them like a month in advance. But it has to work like that because obviously we have to work around the first team fixtures, and there's not just us. You know, there's other reserve teams in the league and development teams that all share the same pitch. So. It'll be like last year. You know, we'll probably head into back end of April, start of May, and there'll be a lot of midweeks. But we're used to it. We're ready for it. So we just want to get going now.
So obviously we got the Hull ladies as well on Sundays down the pitch, haven't we?
Yeah. And you know, you've got the development team at the minute that are occupying Baysgarth on a Sunday. So that's freeing Hull City ladies up to play their games. But you know, we're very lucky. We've got one of the best pitches in the league. But don't call it pasture road for nothing, do they? So it's difficult.
So how are the reserves getting on?
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, the only game we have had this year, 1-7-2 away in Hunsford. Probably one of the best displays we've had in the year and a half me being in charge, to be honest. But that's come through a hell of a lot of hard work over the Christmas period. Lads sticking to keeping fit and keeping the focus. But we was itching to play that Hunsford game, and winning 7-2, I think it showed.
Yeah. And your next home game?
Next Tuesday at home to Tetney and away at Skegness. It's Saturday.
Okay, that's
fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Okay, thanks very much.
No worries.
Cheers. Thanks, mate.